How US EU countries reject foods export from Nigeria, stakeholders lament. Some stakeholders in the Nigeria agricultural food subsector have decried the rejection of locally produced food crops exported from the country to Western countries. The stakeholders, who are mostly farmers, lamented the situation during the launch of Agrochemical Safety Ambassadors in Yola, Adamawa State, an initiative of Feed the Future Nigeria rural resilience activity jointly implemented by Mercy Corps and Save the Children. They lamented that their produce for export had been rejected in the United States and the European Union countries because the produce contained high residues of agrochemical substances, Punch reports. The Adamawa State Commissioner for Agriculture and Livestock Development, Dawareya Umar, also lamented that locally produced food crops for export get barred from European markets because agrochemical residues are rising from the wrong use or application of agrochemicals. He said most of our goods were returned while exporting based on the fact that they could not pass the test of quality control. That quality control might entail the chemical content in our products due to lack of adequate knowledge on the application of agrochemicals. Other stakeholders, including agricultural extension agents, agrochemical dealers who spoke through their representatives, all blame the improper use and application of agrochemicals for making it difficult for Nigerian food produce to pass standards set for food safety. Raymond Agbonye, acting deputy chief of party Feed the Future Initiative, the United States government's Global Hunger and Food Security Initiative, said the United States government was concerned about the safety of the food consumed as well as those who produce the food as the motive behind the launch of agro safety ambassadors. He noted that the US and its European allies had food safety standards that must be adhered to from crop production to storage, but which had yet to be observed by most farmers, particularly in their application and use of agrochemicals. He said agro-safety ambassadors, which is the first level of awareness in addressing the challenge in the pilot scheme, is expected to reach 500,000 farmers in the 4 states of Adamawa, Gombe, Borno and Yobe, where the activity is being implemented in the northeast. Since we can't reach everybody we want to use, the facilitative market approach to include those who sell chemicals themselves as those preaching the message of awareness to the farmers, with over 1,000 agrochemical dealers in our register recruited for the campaign and each targeting 50 farmers on the safe use and application of agrochemicals, he added. Wow. All this it's sad, but it's lack of quality control on our side. Of course, the agricultural sector it's so underdeveloped. Like it's not well taken care of. Like farmers, individuals, like these, there's never any quality control in terms of, you can't just, okay, because you are starting up an initiative to set up something, then you're gonna go to, because there's no structure. You just go to individual farmers who don't even have their farms or their businesses registered, and you give it to them individually and say that, you know what, use this, use that. Meanwhile, these people probably have their methods they've been using for years, that they've learned for years, natural methods. And I mean, you can't say that people 50 years ago were not eating good food. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, and their bodies were not used to it. So the push of this, of course, was just subpar, mediocre. You cannot give such chemicals to farmers and say it's use and all that, and then do not even teach the proper application of its use. It's embarrassing. And even before export, Nigeria itself needs to quality check its product that it wants to export. You cannot just bring any other product and want to send it away. It's only countries that do not value, that do not have a system of standard, that will accept Nigeria's produce, because the produce itself is not with standard, And it's a lesson that we need to learn, because it's so frustrating and embarrassing, because it's not like as if we majorly feed ourselves anyway. Like, yes, there are some areas, okay, fine, we can say we depend on that to eat. But when it comes to rice, everyone wants to eat foreign rice. Not like we can't grow rice, but the finishing or the production is not there. You know, we don't even feed ourselves in that massive scale, let alone trying to export. It doesn't make sense. Until we can feed ourselves and be satisfied that this is what we do and we do it good, then we should have the confidence to then start exporting to other countries. Because we don't even majorly feed ourselves. And I think that is a big, very, very big problem. Because if Nigerians, rice is a staple food. You don't understand. Rice, like, staple is rice. Like, you don't, like, rice is such a staple. If there's nothing, it's rice. Rice, 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 rice. So if Nigerians themselves cannot even eat their own rice, but would import and say, I want foreign rice. Come on. That's it. So it's not even a thing of, okay, fine. It's just embarrassing that from all these steps that have been skipped, it now got to the other countries, and then they're rejecting it. This is waste. This is what are you gonna do with this? It's waste. It's waste. Because if they're not gonna eat it, you're not gonna go force it. I mean, again, this is the world, okay, backyard dealings and all that. They could probably go and sell it to another place and then people will eat it. But fact is, then if this is not fit for consumption anyway, so it's a waste of effort, waste of time, waste of everything. And it's so sad. And because first mistake, we don't have a structure for farmers. You cannot just take in anything and just say, and they need to be educated as well. You know, the agricultural board or whatever that is controlling that in Nigeria should hold this, you know, this initiative people, hold them accountable, because they're the ones causing these things. Because before they'll be able to reach the individual farmer, they need to go through the body itself, where the body can say, okay, fine, this is fit for consumption, this is fine, and it's well enough for it to be passed down to the farmers. There has to be a step of hierarchy where, you know, the farmers are being protected, but they're not. Everyone's on their own. Your business is your business, to be honest. Somebody here says we haven't done our due diligence. Have you noticed we can't take our time to do things well, even if it is for us? We treat ourselves as less than humans and hope that others will accept same. We are nonchalant about practically everything and dismiss this nonchalance with ridiculous statements like, forget that thing, now that one I want chop, or Nigeria you deal. Very true. So with these words, we can comfortably throw paper bags around, pee on walls, vandalize anything. By the way, I blame our lack of institutions. Take one way, clog our own home drainages, destroy even the houses we, with our sweat, built. We will put our cassava on tars, pack our beans with the same stones, and just believe anything goes. These countries at a point won't even buy our own beans to feed our IDPs because they can't stand being that nonchalant people that have they can't stand that being that nonchalant to people that have similar heartbeats like theirs. I hope you become better in our little things. It will translate to the greater ones. God bless Nigeria. Very, very true. Very much critical. Very much. It's not unnecessarily critical, but it is very, very true. Think about that and put what you think in the comment section below. Do not forget to like and subscribe.